library friends, my name is Drew. I'm out here at Sesquicentennial State Park in Columbia with Michelle, our amazing camera lady, and Ranger Wells. And Ranger Wells is going to tell you guys all about the amazing things that you can do out here at the state park in Columbia and all the things you can't do out here at the state park in Columbia. So, Ranger Wells, could you tell us a little bit about the history of the park first?
Sesquicentennial State Park is a very unusual name for a state park in South Carolina. We're one of the few birthday parks that are around. This park was actually given to the state of South Carolina to commemorate the Sesquicentennial, or 150th birthday of the founding of Columbia. And that was about 80 years ago.
That's not that long.
No.
That's really not.
So we are the birthday park, and we are a Civilian Conservation Corps park. We were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps during the Great Depression, right before World War II in the late 30s. Development started on the park in the mid-30s, and we actually opened to the public in early 1940.
That's amazing. So you can come out to the birthday park.
Right.
And maybe they'll be having a birthday party when you come to the birthday park. Do you guys do anything like that to commemorate that?
Well, we have some stuff planned for some of the bigger number birthdays. We have some coming up for the 100th. Plans are already started 20 years in advance for the 100th birthday of the state park.
Wow. So in 20 years, you guys, look for that. No, I'm just kidding. So what are some of the things that they can do out here? I have this I want to show them, but I want you to go ahead and start telling them a little bit about some of the stuff. As you guys can see, there's some john boats and kayaks, some paddle boards. What are some of the things they can do when they come out to the state park?
Sure. Again, like you said, we have john boats, pedal boats, canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddle boards. We also have picnic shelters and picnic pads. These are things that you can rent for the family. We have family reunions, birthday parties, gender reveal parties, weddings. Almost every day in the park there's an event going on of some sort that people come out. We reserve these structures up to 13 months in advance. The park also has a standard campground where we have RV camping with 20 and 30 amp hookups. We're in the process of upgrading that to 50 amp service in some of our sites right now. And
do those sites have water on them too?
Yes, there's water, electricity, and a fire ring and a picnic table. Some of them are small enough to hold just a tent or maybe a car. Some of them are big enough to hold a 40-foot motorhome. We're trying to have our sites available to hold as many as we can, and we're going to have about 80 sites once our renovation gets done.
That's awesome. Are there any primitive camping sites here?
We do. We have 5 primitive sites. They are limited to organized groups of 10 or more people, and these are for like Boy Scouts, church groups, fraternities and sororities. And these sites hold at 50 people per site.
Oh wow, so they're big primitive sites. That's
Right.
awesome. What can they expect as far as rental costs and things like that for the boats and kayaks and things?
Sure. Our boats, so we try to be affordable for everybody. The boats rent for $5 an hour. The pedal boats are $10 an hour, but most of our boats are $5 per hour, and we do have a $25 per day charge. And we rent our boats from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Okay, so you can pretty much come out here and boat all day if you wanted to. So
Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. And $5 isn't much. That's a really good price.
Right.
Now I'm going to have him tell you a little bit about these. So when we were driving into the park, you guys, when you're driving in, you'll see all kinds of like footprints, and there'll be like bird footprints or animal tracks and all kinds of things. And I just thought that was really, really cute. And I didn't know why. So then I found these. Kids Track Parks Trail. So could you tell them about these?
Yes, we're one of the parks that are part of the Track Trails program. There's 4 parks in South Carolina at this time, and this is a really neat program. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. You can grab one of our brochures and work through the workbook of the brochure and go online and track your progress. And there's neat things that you can find online. It's another company that works with us to do this program, and they are a national company. We've worked with several people to get this project up and going.
That's really cool, and it's so cute, you guys. He was telling me that the dog's name is Track. So that's really cute. So if you stop by this part, you can pick up some of these and to figure out what kind of little projects and things are inside. And on the back it says kidsinparks.com. So there's probably more information if you want to check it out on kidsinpark.com. That's really cool. I know that there's the boats, there's a whole bunch of water out here, but can they swim in here?
We can't swim in the lake, but we do have something else here. We're the only South Carolina state park that has a splash pad.
And it is so cute, you guys.
We have 27 spray features on the pad, and we've had it for about 5 years now. We're a unique park where we are in a very urban environment. We're the second most visited park in South Carolina. We see hundreds of thousands of people every year. The splash pad is a very popular option for us. We also have a dog park at this park, which is a place where we allow people to let their dogs off the leash to go run and play. It's a 2-acre fenced-in dog park that we have a separate membership for.
I saw that when we were coming in. I was like, look at this, they got a dog park. And then we turned the corner and there was a splash pad. And I was like, wow, not what I expected when I came to the state park. You expect, you know, camping and stuff like that.
Right.
So what about trails? Since there's this, there must be trails.
We have over 12 miles of trails here in the park, which is right here in the city of Columbia. There's 12 miles of trails that are natural trails where you can escape the jungle of Columbia. It's a place to get out and explore, get out away from everybody else, and get out of the concrete jungle and come over here and just really relax. Our trails are split up between a 2-mile trail around the lake. We have a 4-mile loop trail that circles around the main use areas of the park. We also have a 6.5-mile bicycle trail, like a mountain bike trail. And then we have another 1/4 mile or so nature trail that goes around our spillway with some educational signs out there.
That's awesome. All right, you guys, so I'm still out here at the park with Ranger Wells at Sesquicentennial State Park in Columbia. And we are in one of his favorite places in the park, and he's going to tell you guys a little bit about it.
Thanks. This is part of our Loop Road Trail. This is the bridge on the Loop Road Trail. The Loop Road is a trail that's about 4.5 miles long that circles the main day use areas of the park. This bridge was put in about 2 years after the flood of 2015. In 2015, there was a huge flood that blew out a giant section of our trail. It was over 170 feet long and 10 feet deep. The water just moved all the land out of the way during this big flood. We had to replace this. We had to fix this place up. And that's one of our favorite things with the Park Service and being park rangers is we get to actually change things and move things and build things and leave our own mark so we can help people and have fun things for them to come and see and do. So we actually got a grant from FEMA to put in a big bridge. This is a 100-foot long bridge that goes over the creek that should keep any floods from happening and should stop any more damage. And we designed it where the water can flow easily underneath it. And we had to put in some rocks in the creek bed to make it where we could have our cranes, they wouldn't wash away in the creek. We could actually move stuff around the equipment. And we left the rocks and added more rocks to it that are sandstone or river rock that would be from this type of area if they were naturally here. And it creates this babbling brook effect that you don't normally hear in the Midlands of South Carolina.
It's beautiful. I love it. So definitely when you come out here, come check this out. One of my favorite sounds is a babbling brook, so check that out. All right, friends, so we're over here by this amazing Sesquicentennial State Park sign, and Ranger Wells is going to tell you guys a little bit about the Friends of Sesqui.
Friends of Sesqui is an organization that helps us. They are a nonprofit group that likes to help us raise money for the park, for our special projects, and raise interest for the park. They also like to help us put on special events in this park. We often do a concert series in the park in front of our historic boathouse. Have multiple bands out through the year set up in front of the thing where we have people going crazy and all kinds of fun stuff out there. We also have a Halloween event at Halloween where we have a dress-up dog costume contest near our dog park. And we've hosted movie nights in the park in the past. And there's all sorts of things that we never know what we're going to come up with. It changes all the time. Sesquicentennial State Park is a unique park in the way that it's built, not just the fact that it's here. The Civilian Conservation Corps built the park out of the materials that they had on hand. They didn't have a whole lot of big trees here. This is a failed longleaf pine plantation. It's more or less abandoned property. And a lot of the trees in our park now were not here 80 years ago. There are no rocks really in the ground here. This is a giant sand dune. So when they built the park, you'll see a lot of these solid concrete structures. Several of the houses in the park, several of the picnic shelters, even our boathouse is made out of solid poured concrete. So that's the main ingredient of concrete is sand. That's what they had. So even some of our old signs in the park, the original signs are actually concrete slabs with the letters pressed into.
Yeah, that is really awesome. And we're going to show you guys a picture throughout this of the actual boathouse. And you were telling us that the stones that the boathouse is made from were the only stones they found here?
Pretty much, yep. It's 3 structures more or less under one roof. The center building is where we run our concession stand out of right now, and the wings, what we call them, the white part of the building, are solid concrete buildings. It's the old shower houses when we used to have swimming years ago, and that is right behind us here, right across from the monument.
All right, so we'll show you guys some pictures of that in just a second. And I wanted to get him to tell you a little bit about the animals that you could possibly find in the park, since this is all about tails and tales and tails and trails. So a little bit about some animals they might see out here, because we already saw a few.
Sure. When most people come out to the park, you'll see geese. You'll see the Canada geese, mallard ducks. It's very common to see great blue herons. Occasionally we'll see ospreys and bald eagles in the park. We regularly see white-tailed deer. We've seen river otter in the park. We've seen a lot of beavers in the park. We've seen a bobcat here before. And occasionally you'll see red foxes and coyotes in the park.
Oh, wow. So it's pretty much all your typical South Carolina critters you'll find out here.
Absolutely.
What about alligators?
We don't really have alligators here. We are right on that edge of their natural habitat. But with us being an urban environment, they would have to come through a lot more, basically, neighborhoods to get to us, and that the neighborhoods don't usually
deters
allow
them.
It deters them. There's
It
too
deters
much.
them.
Alligators are naturally scared of people.
Yes.
They don't like movement. They don't like the noise. And there's so much movement and noise in the Columbia area. We are just a few miles from downtown Columbia.
And you would not know it, you guys, by being here. It is so peaceful out here.
Right.
And just literally on the other side of the trees is downtown Columbia.
Right.
So that's really awesome.
And we are a big park. It's 1,400 acres, a little over 14. It's a 1,419 acre park. Just from the front road on Two Notch Road, which is US Highway 1, to the heart of the park where we are is over a mile drive just from the front gate.
It was a bit of a drive, yeah. But it just all of a sudden opened up and you were like, oh my gosh, there's so much here. So I implore you guys to check out this state park and any of the other 47 state parks in South Carolina. And I want to give a thank you to Duke Energy for all of their amazing support, and the South Carolina State Library, and especially to Ranger Wells and those out at Sesquicentennial State Park. I will never say it wrong again now that I know how to say it. So the ranger taught me at least one amazing thing, and that's how to say it. Sesquicentennial State Park. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you next time for Santee and Poinsett State Park. Bye, friends.